Hi, welcome back to the Sugar Freedom Kitchen. It's Catherine. I've been away for a couple of weeks. I've been doing something that's a whole lot of fun, which is key number 5 to maintaining a big time, long-term weight loss. So I'm pulling up my blog here. All right, so we're talking about the 5 keys to long-term weight maintenance. I know it's really exciting to lose weight, but it's very, very satisfying to keep weight off for a long time. I overcame obesity by 2008, 2009, and I've kept it off for more than 10 years now. Very exciting. So I'm just sharing the things that I did to keep the weight off. So the 5 keys are faith, food, fitness, friends, and fun. And today's video is going over key number 5, which is fun. So the idea is, you got to find a replacement for overeating, because I became obese because I was a compulsive overeater. Now, that had to do with insulin resistance and dopamine resistance and lots of other situations. However, these 5 keys are really for anybody who wants to keep a whole lot of weight off. And remember the 5 keys again: faith, you have to believe that you can do it; food, you've got to find the kind of food that's going to nourish and satisfy you so that you aren't overeating; fitness, you have to find a method of training that works for you and doesn't injure you or make you hungry; friends, because it really helps to have social support, people to train with, people to build you up, especially if your family is like, a bunch of normies who can eat whatever they want to eat, like mine. And then the 5th one is fun, because the idea is, what are you going to do other than eat sugar? Eat something else. What are you going to do? You're going to do something else other than overeat. So you want to have fun. So one of the reasons that I've been away, I have these ribbons here. One of the fun things that I've been doing is rally obedience with my sweet Australian Shepherd, Natasha. And we ended up getting a 1st place and a 2nd place a couple of weekends ago when we did our rally competition. And the beauty of the rally competition is I get to be with my dog, I get to work with my dog, and it just gives me something that gives me even more enjoyment than eating. Because back when I started to struggle with overeating, back when I was just 6, 7 years old, it was because I was sad and I was trying to fill that empty space, that hole inside where I was trying to get approval and fun and happiness, and I was filling that hole with food rather than with things that I loved to do. So I just want you to think of 10 things that you enjoy, that you love even more than eating, because those things are out there. For me, they're dancing and acting and playing and working with my dogs and being with friends, drawing, playing guitar, all of these things. And one of the best pieces of advice that I ever got about bringing fun into my life was from Clarissa Pinkola Estes, who wrote Women Who Run with the Wolves. And she said, go back to when you were about 10 years old, 8, 9, 10 years old, and think about the things that you loved to do when you were a child, before things like social requirements and other people and adolescence started to interfere with the things that you loved. And interestingly enough, a lot of things that I loved back then, drawing, singing, dancing, and of course animals, keep them in my life. As a matter of fact, we just adopted an Aussie rescue, sweet, sweet dog, 10 months old. Her name is Callie. She's a classic, typical Australian Shepherd, very high energy, needs lots of stimulation, lots of training, lots of playtime. And the couple that had adopted her just could not give her what she needed. She was in her crate too much. She was tethered too much. So we just adopted her. And so we've got her out in the yard, playing, running, learning to sit, stay, and down, and all of those good things that she loves to do, because they need stimulation, they need that mental stimulation, and so do you and I. So the idea is to substitute, to fill that empty space in your life. Instead of filling it with food, fill it with the things that you love to do, and remember that you need to have fun, because that is how you stay healthy and happy and productive. So the next subject that I want to talk to on this live stream about is insulin resistance and insulin sensitivity. Because when we talk about food and fun and fitness, it absolutely has to do with insulin sensitivity, dopamine sensitivity, and how they affect our mood, our motivation, and our appetite. So motivation, when we have good insulin sensitivity, our body can hear things like dopamine, serotonin, norepinephrine. And so we can do the things that we want to do, that we love to do. Because I have been in a situation where I've suffered from different depressions, especially seasonal depressions, and I have my light box out, and I'll have to show you that on my next video. I have a light box and I use it for 30 minutes every morning starting at the time change. So we turned the clocks back just 2 days ago. So on the day that we turn the clock back, the next day I start using my light box because that's when I need that extra light. So that is helping me with dopamine, serotonin, and that insulin sensitivity. The other thing that really helps with insulin sensitivity is weightlifting, and that is proven. It's a very proven specific strategy, and that is why I am bringing back my 6-week drop sugar lift weight challenge. And it actually starts tomorrow. Now, I know that's not much notice, but I'm doing it now. It's 6 weeks between now and December 21st so that we can get good fitness, good weightlifting strategies in place before the high Christmas holidays hit us, and so that we have that habit in place, especially going into the new year. So the idea is that we get this plan together on how we're going to lift for the next 6 weeks, and then we've got everything in place, we've got everything established, so we can use it going into that new year, continuing to make weightlifting and fitness a habit. So the 6-week challenge is 3 times a week, you're going to do 9 lifts. And those lifts are all right here. You can find these at sugarfreedom.com/blog. They're all listed. By the way, Sugar Freedom is free if you want the Sugar Freedom program. The original program I put out in December of 2013, really January of 2014. Go to sugarfreedom.com. You can click on the link. You can download that original diet plan that I wrote. No email, no cost, but you can make a donation if you want to make a donation. All right, here are the lifts that are going into this 6-week challenge. They are the push-up, squat, row, Romanian deadlift, overhead press, T-bend, bicep curl, calf raises, and tricep extensions. And my plan is to get this on a video tomorrow for the beginning of the challenge. And you just do 1 set to momentary form failure, not to exhaustion, not to complete failure, but as soon as your form starts to break down, you move on to the next exercise. So if you're doing push-ups, for me, I might only do 3 or 4 complete full body push-ups, and then I'm done with that. I'll probably drop to my knees and do some more. I like to get at least 9 reps in. But the idea is that you only do 1 set and you stop when you get to that momentary form failure. We're not looking for exhaustion. We're not trying to burn calories with this. We're trying to create enough muscle to improve your insulin sensitivity in 6 weeks. This method is proven. There was a scientific study done showing that just these 9 lifts done to momentary failure 3 times a week, that it works to improve insulin sensitivity, which I really do believe is at the bottom, or was at the bottom, of my health and obesity problems starting way back when I was just about 3 years old and I had severe eczema, which we now know is connected to glucose intolerance and insulin resistance. So it all started way, way back when I was just a little kid and then went on from there. So more about the challenge. All I am asking is that you do these 9 lifts 3 times a week for 6 weeks, and then email me, Catherine@cardiofreedom.com. That's Catherine@cardiofreedom.com, and just tell me how it went for you. And anyone who emails me, and don't worry, I won't like spam you and try to sell you things. Anyone who emails me with their results, because that's what I'm after. I want to know that it works, and I want to be able to share the results with my viewers and my clients in Sonora. Just tell me how it went for you, and I will enter you in a drawing, which will be just a $50 Amazon gift card. Now, one of the reasons I'm doing that is back when I overcame obesity, when I lost 70 pounds and finally figured out how to lose weight permanently, the most important thing that I changed was the way I exercised. People will tell you, and they're right, that weight loss and fat loss is 90% nutrition, 90% food. But for me, what I really had to change is I had to change the way I was exercising so that I could get a handle on my nutrition. Because what I was doing is lots and lots and lots of cardio. I was trying to burn the fat off, burn all the calories. But what was happening is it was making me tired and weak and hungry and injured. So it was backfiring. And then the other thing is that is so important is that cardio for me, instead of burning calories and making me leaner, it was conditioning me in such a way that it was making my body more efficient. And I want to share another study that was done on people who do a lot of running just as part of their culture. And there was a study of a culture that ran and ran and ran, hunters, and it was all right, we're going to study these folks and see how many calories they actually burn. And we're talking about individuals who are taking at least 19,000 steps a day, which is double the recommendation for getting better health here in the United States. They were doing double the amount of movement, but they were burning the same amount of calories. And the understanding is that excessive movement, endurance training, essentially what it does is it conditions your body to make it more efficient. Think in terms of a Corvette and a Chevette, right? Both cars made by Chevrolet, but one made for high performance, uses a lot of fuel, and one made doesn't use a lot of fuel at all, but it's lighter and smaller, but it's not nearly as powerful. So what's happening, I think especially those of us who are susceptible to conserving energy. My heritage is Irish. My ancestors came to the United States during the Great Famine, during the potato famine. So I literally come from a line of people that has a history of starvation. And I think one of the reasons that I survived and the members of my family survived is that we were very, very efficient at getting enough nutrition out of a small amount of food. So I don't think that somebody like me is necessarily adapted to do well on an endurance training program. So what's working better for me is what's always worked is weightlifting 3 times a week, interval training, and then of course dance, playing with the dogs, walking the dogs, having fun, especially fun out in the sunshine. So I want you to give it a try. It's free. You can go to sugarfreedom.com, get my nutrition plan. You can get these 9 exercises, just these classic lifts, and you just do them 3 times a week, 1 set, see what happens. Tell me, Catherine at cardiofreedom.com, and we'll put you in the drawing. Because when I lost my weight, when I really lost it, I was in a transformation contest. And there was something about knowing that there was a prize involved that made a big difference. Of course, back then it was for Craig Ballantyne, and there were, thousands of people in his social network involved, and the prize was much bigger. But I'm just doing this kind of small prize. It's just that little incentive, something to look forward to, something to have fun with. And who knows, maybe you'll get good results. Let me know. And then everyone's a winner. You will absolutely be a winner if you develop the habit of lifting weights 3 times a week. So that's it for me here in the Sugar Freedom Kitchen. I just hope that you will be well, eat for yourself, and practice what you love. Have fun, and I'll see you back here soon in the Sugar Freedom Kitchen or in the office with some weightlifting, those 9 lifts 3 times a week. All right, be well, everybody. Make it a good day.